Hey there, friends. This is your energy update for the 11th to the 17th. It's going to be a very interesting week ahead. I actually see some romantic elements that are coming to the forefront, and a bit of what that looks like in this particular context is some of the chaser runner vibe, which is at the heart of which really comes down to a fear of receiving love. Because when you're the chaser, you're going after unrequited love. And when you're the runner, you're sort of avoiding the love that's going on here. And every once in a while, it switches. And the person that was chasing goes, oh, I guess they're not interested, and they turn around. And then the person that was running away goes, oh, wait, actually, I want your attention. Right at the core of that is, am I lovable? Right at the core of that is, can I receive the love that is here? Am I really worthy of the love that's showing up? Because the person that's chasing, you can come back to here and go, okay, if I'm worthy of love, I don't need to chase after it, right? Love is here, love will come to me. And the person that's running away and then starts to turn around can go, can I actually receive the love that's showing up into my life? Now, that doesn't mean that the person that's showing up is right for us or wrong for us, but we can get curious about what is the part of ourselves that is afraid to be loved, and why. So anyways, I'll show you your first card for the week ahead, which is our King of Cups. And the King of Cups on the high end of the spectrum is an individual who has depth and emotional maturity. They've learned how to be in the waves and the chaos of the emotional world and still stay grounded, still stay rooted in themselves. They have this strong rock, this strong foundation that they've cultivated through wisdom and time and experience, that even if the waves are going crazy and there's whales jumping in the background, they're able to stay centered in themselves. They're able to be sort of here in a clear way. So for some of you, this might be a representation of something that you're cultivating in yourself, which is the ability, in some ways it's the witness, the ability to be in a situation or a circumstance, feel the emotions that are coming up, or notice the circumstance that's occurring, regardless if it's chaotic or beautiful or anything else, and still stay present within yourself. This is such an incredible quality that you can develop through time, which is, it's not denying emotion or denying the chaos that might be happening, but it's also not getting lost in it. It's the ability to fully feel, fully be present, and yet not be swept away, right? What is the saying that they say? To be in the world but not of it, right? Which means able to be fully related in relationship with what's here, but not swept away and lost in it. So this might be, for some of you, something that you're cultivating in your life right now. This can also be a representation of a particular individual that is starting to show up in your life. And what this might look like is a individual that's showing up with romantic intentions and that is serious, right? I'm sure many of you have experienced people that are showing up, but when you really kind of check in, they're pretty wishy-washy. Like, they say that they're interested, but in reality they're interested, but they've got one foot in, one foot out. They can't walk their talk. This could be a sign of somebody that's showing up that's saying, I'm walking my talk, I know what I want, here I am, I'm showing up in your world. So it's possible that that could be showing up in your life right now, whether that's somebody that you've known before in the past, or this is somebody new. Someone is showing up. Now, interestingly enough, your second card is the Empress card, and our Empress card is the quintessential feminine. She is the vivaciousness, the fertility, the creativity, the moving, churning liveliness that is at the core of the feminine and at the core of life. She can be a bit chaotic. She's not so interested in structure or in form. She's much more interested in the wild, creative nature of things. Now, interestingly enough, the way that this card is showing up right now is actually a little bit of the diva side of things, where she knows what she likes, she knows what she wants, she's in her creative pulse, and she might even be a little bit wary of other people coming in that want to control the way that she moves through life. Like, there's an element here of a fear of what we might call the emperor, like the dark side of the emperor. She corresponds, the empress obviously corresponds with the emperor, and the emperor's dark side is stifling, controlling, that sort of thing. So there's sort of an individualistic energy that's coming with this card this week, which is like, she likes her creative style. She likes the way that she moves through life. She wants to do it her way. She's going to move in the flow that's right for her. And there could be a little bit of that avoidant energy, or even sort of moving away from the energy of the King of Cups. So for those of you that are single, it could be that there's a protective shell that you're holding up right now around your autonomy, as getting to be in your own movement, your own flow, that is either consciously or unconsciously sort of repelling or defensive against people that are showing up that are interested in you, that might be curious about courting you or meeting you in some way. For those of you that are in a relationship right now, this is a reminder that there's a way of cultivating the relational container that you're in with your person, that the structure and the creativity and the spontaneity can happen simultaneously. They actually enliven and engender each other. In other words, when the Empress and the Emperor work well together, the Emperor, creates this beautiful container and foundation, but it is sensitive and responsive to her deep intuitive movement. It's sensitive and responsive to the knowing that she has, and therefore that structure can be built in such a way and can guide the relationship in such a way that it moves them towards her deep inspiration and her deep knowing. So this is an edge to get curious about, is for those of you that are single and that there might be somebody that's starting to knock on the door. And this could be somebody that is showing up physically. It also could be somebody that you're starting to feel moving into your life at an energetic level. For some of you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have the sense when there's a new person that's like, I'm getting closer, getting closer. You can feel the energetic quality of that. And to get curious about what are the places in you that are afraid of letting somebody into your life. And rather than just going like, oh, it's this, or oh, it's labeled by this, getting really cozy with the feeling sense of that itself and listening to it, listening to what it's saying, right? So the reason that I'm saying all of this is that this particular movement of somebody showing up in your world that could start to alter your energetic autonomy in some way, or that might be the fear, could bring up some old patterny stuff, some old complex stuff. This is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords, the way that I interpret it, is this is like a pattern that has happened throughout your life at different times, and it may have shown up in sort of emerged and been a challenging thing, and then it disappears, and then it shows up and it emerges and it's a challenging thing. We might call this like a samskara, like a deep karmic groove that you've been working on through this lifetime and likely through previous lifetimes as well. And so what's important, I pulled an extra card just to get a little bit more clarity on this one. And it's the Two of Pentacles. And what that's indicating is that there can be this sense of challenge around uncertainty, right? This challenge around being able to juggle who you are while there's somebody new coming into your world. Can I still be the wild, rambunctious empress, or do I need to start to acquiesce to somebody else? And so there could be some fear around losing yourself. There could be some fear around being stifled in some way. For those of you that are in a relationship, this could be struggling to balance out your motivations and your partner's motivations. Something around all this is getting pushed to the surface. And some of the way that I'm feeling it or experiencing it is the motivation to be able to be who you are, speak who you are, express through who you are, while still being in relationship and seen and held. That tension is what is going to bring about a new pattern in your life, a healthier pattern in your life. But it could be a little bit uncomfortable for a little while here, because it's asking you to stretch beyond the way that you've done something in the past. So I'm going to pull one more card to get a little bit of advice for this particular week. Yeah. The advice card for the week ahead is our Hanged Man. So on the one hand, pretty obviously, is being willing to look at things from a new perspective. Being willing to see this situation or see this old pattern in your life with new eyes. And some of that is like, see the potential that there's a growing process that wants to happen here. On the other side, this is just a reminder that you're going to be in when there's a polarization, when there's like two different sides, they appear to be sort of a dichotomy. When you stay in the cauldron of that tension, a new possibility arises. Something fresh, something new happens. But it's not always comfortable. Yoga is the yoga of the sun and the moon, right? The opposites, the yin and the yang. And when those two are held at the same time, something fresh emerges, something new can start to bloom from it. So this is something to get curious about this at this time and in this next week. I'm curious how this lands for you, and we'll be very curious what happens in this week ahead. Definitely let me know what's going on. Down below, you can grab a private reading with me if you like, and you can also hop on my email list or check out our community portal. So looking forward to connecting again next week. And for now, take good care. See ya.